welcome to my channel. For those of you who have never been to my channel, hi, my name is Carmen, but I go by Carmi. And this channel has never had anything to do with what this video is about, but I really wanted to make this video because when I was looking for apartments, I certainly turned to YouTube to see what other people were finding and how they decorate their apartments. So I really wanted to make this video for that reason. So just to get some of the basics out there, I live in a studio apartment. It's an, shoot, how many feet is it? 800 feet, square feet, I believe. I'll have to confirm that information, but I'm pretty sure it's 800 square feet. I live in Southern California, and I moved into this place because I've had roommates for basically 10 years because I moved out of my parents' house to go to school. And during that time, I lived with roommates in different apartments. I think I lived in 3 different apartment complexes and had some good experiences, some bad experiences. But after all those years, 10 years total, I really, really wanted to have my own space. I was really tired of having roommates, and even though my last roommates were wonderful and great and fun, it was time to get my own space because I'm 31, if you can't tell, so it's like, I'm an adult woman, it's time to get my own space. So when I was looking for apartments, I was actually looking for a 1-bedroom apartment because, you know, I'm one person, but I really didn't like the idea of having a studio apartment. I wanted a 1-bedroom so things could be separate. But if you live in Southern California, you may know that it's really expensive to find apartments here. And I wanted to live not right across the street from work, but really close to work so I could just walk or ride my bike because not currently, but I had to pay for parking as an employee, and parking was $42 a month, which really I could use that for a gym membership, I could use that for food, I mean I could use that for so many things, right? So that was my main goal, was to find an apartment that's right by school, by work. I work at a school, so it's school. And that is not super expensive. So my budget was between $1,500 to $1,800. But in looking at apartments, I found, especially those that were close to where I live, close to where I work, they were all really expensive. And like, I'm talking about decent apartments, not even like luxurious things. It was like, a decent apartment was like $1,600, $1,700. And I was like, really? Like for this? So it was discouraging, but I happened to walk by this one apartment complex that I was like, whatever, let me grab the information. So I set up an appointment. I checked out the 1-bedroom. It was really spacious. Like, I was so surprised for the price. I think the 1-bedroom was like $1,550 per month, and I was so amazed at how big it was. The only thing I didn't like about it was that the way it was facing, well, it was on the first floor. It had a nice little balcony, but the balcony was totally open so people could see in it, could walk by it and like look inside of it. Didn't like that. But also the way it was facing the next door neighbors, and it's a building. Mind you, like I said, I work at a school, at a university. So as you can imagine, most of the people living in these complexes are students. So in many cases, they're probably going to have parties, they're going to be loud, they have roommates. So I really didn't like the idea of having my space and my balcony facing other students. So I was a little disappointed, but I was like, whatever. And so the girl that was showing me around was like, hey, we also have a studio apartment. Do you want to check it out? Initially, I was like, it's a studio. I don't really care. I don't want a studio. But then I was like, you know what? Why not? So she showed it to me, and I fell in love like immediately because first of all, the studio was on the 2nd floor. So no one can see in your balcony. The balcony is facing the east side, so there's no apartment complexes in front of it. It's actually facing the university, which is really nice because there's a bunch of trees. It's really, really cool. And what I love the most is that the sun doesn't set right on my window, because my old apartments, that was always the case. And if you live in Southern California, you know it can get really hot in the summer. Living in the 2nd floor with the sun setting on your, like the side where your room is like hell. So this setup was perfect. Not to mention that the studio apartment itself was actually pretty spacious. Like for a studio apartment, I was like, wow, this is actually, I could see myself living here. So I fell in love with it, and I ended up applying, and I got the place. So this is it. So for those of you, because I know when I was watching videos on YouTube about apartment complexes, a lot of people didn't like to disclose how much they're paying. And I can understand why, but I feel that, you know, obviously the people most of the time I would think, looking at these kind of videos are people who are looking to move into certain areas or to get a certain type of apartment, and they're trying to get ideas of how much it costs. So this being 2017, Southern California, this apartment complex, this apartment, studio apartment, is currently costing me $13.75 a month. Some of you might think, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But if you know this area, that's actually really, really reasonable, especially because it's right across the street from the university. I mean, that's pretty insane. So it is true that maybe the reason why it is cheap is because there are no amenities. Like, we don't have a pool, we don't have a gym, we have shared laundry rooms, and basically that's it. And it's a small complex. But to me, those were things that I could easily sacrifice, not having in my own apartment or in the complex, and instead paying such a cheap price. And honestly, I've been here for a month and a half, and actually almost 2 months, and I love it. It's been really quiet, really nice, love the view, my AC works perfectly, and they are pet friendly. So I was able to adopt a cat, which was one of my goals as well. I really wanted a cat. She's somewhere here resting. Anyway, so enough rambling about the apartment. Let me show you, give you a little tour of the place. You can tell me what you think, and yeah, we'll get back to talking a little bit more. All right, see you in a bit. Welcome to the place. Huh, Key? This is my cat, Key. Look at her, she's so cute. She loves this rug, which I got from the World Market. This rug is special to me, or welcome mat, I should say, because as you can tell, they're little llamas, and they look like they're wearing like Peruvian clothing. I'm from Bolivia, so this was really close to my heart for that reason. World Market. So this is my front door, nothing special about it. I do have my key holder right there so I can leave my keys as I come in. And then of course we have this little window here. I never opened this because my neighbors are like right across from me. So if I kept it open, they can see everything inside, and I don't like that. I'm very private in that sense. So I'm going to show you kind of the living room area to start with. This is a studio apartment again, so everything's connected, but I'll show you how everything connects. So my living room, as you can see, I have this really pretty coffee table, which I got from IKEA. And it came with this one right here as well, which I put together. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't that expensive. It was like $70 altogether. It was awesome. So I just keep my remotes here. Yes, that's a Wii remote. Some candles. Those are some coasters. And that's just a book that I keep there just for fun if someone wants to open it and look at it. So it's cool. As I mentioned, I have a cat. You obviously saw her, so I keep her litter box there for now. I don't know if I'm gonna move it. I like where it's at right now, so we'll see, but it's a good space and it doesn't smell. This is my TV that my sweet brother is letting me use. This is actually his TV, but he's living at my parents' right now, so he's like, why don't you take it and use it? Thank you, brother. And this TV stand is also from IKEA. It's really cool. I put it together super easy. I keep all my DVDs in there, any games for the Wii system. That's my cable stuff as well as here, but it's a pretty nice space. So that's that. Ooh, yes, Key. I know you agree. All right, so we keep the lamp here for the apartment, which I obviously only turn on at night. Now I have to spotlight these paintings right here, and there's two more behind me. But these were made by this cool artist on Instagram that I found. Her name is Sydneiiii, and I'll put a link to her Instagram on the box below because she's so awesome. And initially I had just asked her to do a Spongebob house painting for me, and she did 4 different things for me. It was so sweet. So I framed them, put them up. If you watch Spongebob, this is the Krusty Krab, Squidward's house, and Patrick's house. And here we have SpongeBob's house and then SpongeBob and Patrick. So love those paintings, had to frame them, and of course it was so cool because they go really well with my color theme, which is pink, teal, gold, beige, ish. So it looks really nice. Okay, so the coffee table, side table, like I said, it goes with this coffee table. It's really cute and sweet. This side is open, so I keep this little stool that I got at Hobby Lobby. Just disclaimer, I don't normally shop at Hobby Lobby and I have something against it, but I happened to go with my best friend and I bought a couple of things. Like it. Then I have some candles that my friend gave me. My friend bought me these two things. She knows I love cats, so she got me this cute little cat candles, this awesome lamp from Target, and this is my laptop. Can you tell I like pink? Yes, you can. All right, I'm gonna show you very quickly the balcony. I'm not gonna open the door because it's really hot outside, so I'd rather not get hot, but I got this table set from IKEA, as well as this little mat. This little succulent is normally in the middle, but I've been allowing my cat to go outside and she sits up there, so it's a good way to make sure she doesn't knock it over. As I mentioned, my balcony faces the parking lot of the university I work at. But it's lovely, I love it, and you can see all the trees, so it's not just like a ugly parking lot. I love that there's trees, and normally sometimes I'll go walk. There's a really pretty duck pond somewhere on campus, so I like to walk there and just enjoy the ducks and feed them and all that fun stuff. So it's kind of cool actually. So that's the balcony. It's a nice, pretty, spacious balcony. The couch, this couch I inherited from my family. My parents were nice enough to give it to me, so I'm keeping it. It's a love seat and it's a beige color. And my color scheme basically was surrounded by this couch because I knew I was getting this couch, so I was like, okay, what colors can I put together? And this is what I came up with. So I got all these pillows from Target, and they go really nicely together. I got this from Hobby Lobby, which is a cool mirror. I really, really like it. It's so nice. Now this area here is a work in progress. Right now I have my keyboard and this painting that I made with my best friend at a paint night. But eventually I do want to get a little dining table there so that there's an actual defined dining area. But as you can see right now, it's basically my cat's area. There's a scratcher, her little carrier, some toys, and her litter. So let's just move on. This cool thing I got as an idea from Pinterest. Honestly, guys, if you're looking into decorating your apartment, look on Pinterest. There's so many ideas, and especially living in a studio apartment, I really wanted something to separate the living room from my bedroom, and this was it. So there is some books that I put there, some little storage boxes, my cat's going through it as she normally does, and also my dolls. As you know, or some of you know, I collect dolls. No, I don't really collect because I'm not really buying a bunch of dolls, but I do have this little collection, and I thought this was a perfect place to display them, so that's where I have them. And what I like about this, which I got at IKEA as well, is that it's see-through, right? So even though you would think it would be a huge block and block a lot of light, it doesn't. It actually allows the light to go back into the bedroom, which I will show you in a second. So for that reason, I really liked it. So back there is my bedroom. As you can see, I like to put those lights up there because it makes it look more dimmed. You know, I feel like the bedroom should be a little more relaxing. So for that reason, I put up just those lights, no crazy bright lamps or anything. So I really like that. There's my cat jumping on the bed, and that's her toy. Don't worry, it's not a dead bird or anything. That's my hamper, so that's where my dirty clothes go. And just some stuff from my old apartment. So I have my picture of New York. That black thing there is my hat, so it's not just a black circle. Some other cool stuff. And this is my awesome closet. It's really big, as you can see, so that's been a really huge plus. And I love that there's mirrors because then I can see myself when I change and get ready for work. It's awesome. Yes, baby. I have a to-do calendar there and a painting. So as you can see, there's another window there, but I keep it closed for the same reason that I keep the other one closed. I don't want my neighbors looking into my bedroom and stuff, so normally keep it closed. So yeah, as you can see, I'm gonna lay on the bed. You can still see through this. It might look dark in the video, but it's actually a good amount of light comes back here. But it also keeps the bedroom area quite cool, which is very nice. Hot key. She likes it here. All right, so let's move on to the kitchen. Kitchen is not huge, but it's actually pretty nice space for me, just one person living here. So I have, you know, my tea kettle thing, water thing. this little fake donut, just, you know, cooking stuff. My favorite addition to my kitchen is this Keurig coffee maker, just for one person. I love it. It's awesome. And I actually ended up getting a refillable or reusable filter so that I can just use, you know, coffee and without buying the little cups consistently. So it's awesome. So my theme here, as you can tell, is more teal and white, so I love that. I have a microwave, and then my drying rack, all the school stuff. I don't have a dishwasher, but that's totally okay with me because it's just me. I don't need a dishwasher. Then I have this calendar that it's a dry erase board, so I can write things every month, and it's pretty cool. Keep some of my pictures here. And then my fridge, which is actually a smaller size than normal fridge, but it works perfectly for me. And lastly, this area is not really totally done, so don't be sad or grossed out, or not grossed out, but you know, this is my bathroom. So it's just a small little thing. Wow, look at my arm. I'm just kidding. Still not sure what the theme is here. Right now it's kind of like brown and pink, but I don't really want it to be that way. I feel like this looks too much like college girl type of bathroom. So I'm gonna maybe make it more like a light blue and brown, make it more like a sea themed type of feel. So yeah, so it's just a regular bathroom. And that's essentially it. Right, Key? Wanna say hi? Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tour. And now let's get back to talking about some more details. Okay, so that's basically the tour of my apartment. I know it was kind of quick. I didn't really go into super detail about different things. Mostly because I was recording with my iPhone and I'm running out of space in it. So that's why. But just a couple of things I wanted to mention. Like I said, I do have a cat. You saw the litter box. Her food is basically kind of past the kitchen. I mean, if I'm pointing right there, that little mat you see there, white mat, that's where her food is. She's right there, little baby. And my closet, I don't want to open it and show you because right now it's kind of a mess. Because since I moved, I did put a couple of things in there that I have yet to open and unpack and figure out what I want to do with. So it's still kind of a mess, so I didn't want to show it too much. On the screen door or the patio glass door, I don't know if you noticed, but I have a cat bed, perching bed is what it's called, for my cat so that she can look outside and kind of just sit and without having to go outside. And that's especially when I'm not home because I don't let her go out when I'm not here. So yeah, so it's really a cool space, honestly. I love it. I think for those people who question having a studio apartment, because I was one of those people, be open to the idea, especially if you're moving by yourself. It's just you. You're not moving with anybody else like I did. It's a cool idea. And honestly, like I said, this space is 800 square feet, which is, I mean, honestly, the way it was designed, the way it was set up, it's perfect. I don't know who the architect was or the designer for this place, but they did an awesome job. Like, the layout is just perfect. I feel like my living room is pretty spacious, and even where my bedroom is, it's a good space. So even though it's one room, it's still enough space where I don't feel cramped, you know, and I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can barely walk and have people over. It's actually really nice. And like I said, one of the perks of this place, and this is what I wanted to mention in the beginning, which I missed, is that they're pet friendly. A lot of the apartments I looked at either didn't accept pets, or if they did, it was really expensive. So that's why this place was even, it had an extra bonus of allowing pets, because it's still not super expensive, and they allow pets, which is a big plus for me because I really wanted a cat, like I said. So yeah, so those are basically the things I wanted to mention. If you have any questions or anything you want me to go over, please let me know. I'm more than happy to do so. Like I said, I use YouTube as a guide to help me find what I was looking for. So if I can be of any help to anybody out there, I'm more than happy to do so. So let me know. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll be talking soon. I'll try to make a video update once I finish furnishing my apartment and making it look the way I want to make it look. So yay! Hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!